Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and today we're going to have a short video. You see, yesterday update 2.1 dropped and the patch notes dropped alongside with it. But also, we got some information regarding update 2.2, which is being confirmed to be dropping this October. We don't know exactly the date, which is a shame because the last time they did give the dates for update 2.1. But hey, at least this means that patches are going to be quite frequent. Before we jump into the other stuff, there's two things to note. First up, I know some issues are happening right now with minor siege battles, or just siege battles in general, with defensive just causing a weird kind of freeze. Apparently there's a hotfix coming for that this week, so hopefully today or tomorrow, because I've not had it myself, but I know some people have. And as you will notice from how everything is worded here, the more people report issues, the more larger the patches seem to be, so this might be a good time to start reporting any issues that you may have in the official forums and the official Discord. Alright, so we do have some fixes that we are aware that are coming in 2.2, and let's talk about them. Modified start positions for Teclis, Skrarg, Kairos, and Lilifanar. This should all be really good. I do feel like Kairos and Teclis should have at least been moved in 2.1 as... well, yeah, it's just kind of noticeable, isn't it? Teclis isn't too bad, but Kairos does have a bit of a hard time because, well, everyone just dogpiles on him, so they should really move him to the Southern Waste at the very least. Next is fixed instances where the Spirit of the Jungle AI factions would fail to activate after respawning. So this is a known issue with Nakai where, yeah, it would just not move. It's a really weird thing. They just spawn in and just do nothing. And yeah, I mean, it's free XP for you, but you'd expect the faction to at least start trying to build up again, right? I know this is also the case with sometimes with the minor Beastmen factions, and I have reported this too, so hopefully that's getting fixed too, because it's just annoying when they just spawn and don't move, and you don't know if they're going to declare war on you or not, or if you'll just have to make an army to get rid of them before they do that. Fixing an issue where Manfred von Carstein's bonus Winds of Magic levels will revert back to 100 after loading a save. This is something that's well known and it's kind of annoying, especially with Manfred. You want as much magic as possible. So yeah, still think that this should have been fixed in 2.1 as, yeah, but better late than never. A fix to ensure the Village's Legion of Doom and Freakish Mutation skills apply their effects to Regiments of Renown units. Yeah, it's kind of weird that hasn't been fixed either. Scaling down Nakai so he fits in his character screen, I mean, he should be big. I think they should just keep it as a meme. Addressing feedback regarding the severity of Dwarf Grudges and Oxyotl Doomstacks. Yeah, Oxyotl is actually really strong. They probably need to tone down his AI a little bit on the easier difficulties, not on the harder ones, because this is something that I've been saying for a long time now, that the harder difficulties should still have a smart AI. And finally, ongoing updates to Confederation, and more news will come in October, which kind of makes sense. I'm imagining that the Confederation stuff is just to make Confederation a little bit easier and more focuses towards the Warriors of Chaos faction, which they just had one implementation for it. So yeah, so far so good. This next thing, I'm not entirely sure what it's for. I think it's got to do more with domination battles than anything, and you'd think it'd be clearly marked, but hey, looking forward, we are considering a change which would result in killed units remaining dead. This means a few things. It would be impossible to resummon a unit that was killed in battle. It would ideally increase the importance of clean micromanagement. If you're able to successfully withdraw a unit, they would regenerate, allowing you to resummon them in battle later on. So, yeah, this is domination, possibly survival battle too, maybe? In the end, we believe these changes would result in an overall advantage to ranged factions who will now have the time to use up most/all of their ammunition and can then withdraw these spent units to gain a supply refund. That said, we welcome your feedback and want to hear whether and why you'd enjoy or won't enjoy the change. This is the thing, right? They're not being very clear of what this is for, because if you're saying a supply refund, does that mean sieges too? Because I would rather use my units as a frontline if they end up just wasting all their ammunition. I mean, you know, I'm a little bit confused here. If it's domination, I don't really care because I don't play domination. Though I imagine some of you guys here do play domination, so I'm not too sure what this entirely means. So if you do know something, just let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because, yeah, I'm just blanked out here. And then we do have some information regarding settlement battles. A point of feedback: since release, we are continuing to look at how to improve settlement battles based on player feedback. Unfortunately, this is a complicated matter to untangle and fix, so we'll be looking at what incremental changes can be made in 2.2 as we work on larger changes for future releases. Rest assured that we hear your concerns and we'll be looking for opportunities to improve the battles in the future. Okay, so there's a few things to talk about here. This is probably going to be the lengthy part of the video. I know a lot of people say that there's too many settlement battles, and I'll be very honest with you, there's not, because I've been streaming a lot. I've been getting on average around 100 hours a week on Total War Warhammer 3, and I'm having a lot of land battles myself. I honestly am having a nice amount of variety. The issue with settlement battles isn't how frequent they are, but just how the system works. What Creative Assembly need to do, in my opinion, is like what some modders have done, and I'm not saying that modders are better than Creative Assembly devs here. I'm just saying that yeah, their vision worked, but it just became too much of a tower defense game. Just keep the settlements, because the settlements themselves are very pretty. I wish there was more, as more maps would have at least given some variety to the player. But get rid of the tower defense, allow to be able to build up the towers, build up the barricades prior to the battle starting, right? And then just not be able to build anymore. No capture points, no anything. Just have a normal big battle. Keep it more in line with traditional Total War, and yes, keep the capture points but work them differently. Nothing about a ticket system where if they take the big sections then they can win over time, but rather if an enemy takes a capture point, they'll get the buffs and that's it. So it gives you incentive to defend in multiple locations, or knowing where to split up your armies, and yeah, just make it a bit more fun. I've been playing with a mod that just removes the tower defense aspect of it, and this also works for me, so I can't build up towers after the battle started, same as the AI, and it just feels more traditional in Total War. It feels like a proper siege, and it feels more epic. Really, all we would need is that, and then as time progresses in the future, I'm really hoping we'll get some more maps, because let's be very, very honest, it feels a tiny bit lazy where some factions only have one settlement map, one minor settlement map, or one major settlement map, and that's it, because yeah, if you're playing as the Vampire Counts, you want to see more Vampire Count settlements. If they had at least 3 or 4, that would be perfect, as it would give variety. The most important thing, especially in a map which has, what, 500 something settlements, it's like, yeah, variety is a very important thing here, because it will give you more incentive to be able to battle them if you're not playing the same maps over and over. Yes, right now you just take over the maps, and then that means that you'll be fighting on Bretonnian maps and stuff like that. But even then, the format for a lot of these maps are very much the same. I think around 9 races have one minor settlement, which is exactly the same format. The only difference is just literally the doodads and stuff, just to give it the theme of a different race. But the same layout, the same roads, everything, it feels the same, and it is kind of annoying. Like, it just makes me feel a bit worried in the future, if I can be very honest, regarding, like, say, possible future race packs like the Chaos Dwarfs, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I really hope that they're getting some stylized new settlements rather than just using the Chaos Fortresses or just the same formats over and over. Now, let's talk about the Chaos Dwarfs themselves. So, really, I don't know. I don't think they're coming this year. The original roadmap said it was going to be update 3.0 or 2.2, and it looks like 2.2 is here. Mind you, we still have time. I think that they need to update the roadmap so we can see if there's a chance of it. I don't mind if the Chaos Dwarfs get moved to next year, as long as something comes out before, at least another FLC unit pack. That would be kind of nice. Or, you know, just some communication regarding the roadmap in general would be nice. We're just going to have to wait for that. But overall, I'm feeling hopeful with the game. You know, patches are coming really, really quickly, and I think that's really, really important, especially with how everything's going. Yeah, there's a bit of a bug at the moment, but hopefully the hotfix will fix that soon. But until then, let me know what you guys think about Update 2.2 in the comments below, and let's start a bit of a discussion.